Professor Dr. Y.S. Arun, Vice Chancellor, RD University, Professor Lakshmi Arya, Dean, Research, RD University, Mr. Pascal Cecil R., Associate Coordinator, Y20 Secretariat, distinguished dignitaries of the dais, delegates from across law schools and colleges, and the youth of the 21st century, dear students. Yellarigu Namaskara, and a very good morning to all of you. My name is Arpita HC, and I will be your host for this event. We welcome each one of you to the Y20 India talk on shared future, youth in democracy and governance, role of legal professionals under the collaboration of G20, Y20, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, and RD University, Bengaluru. Ladies and gentlemen, the lamp lighting ceremony is not only an act of illumination, but also a representation of the triumph of knowledge over ignorance. It is a symbolic reminder that signifies the dispelling of darkness and igniting of thought and enlightenment.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, legal professionals, aspiring young minds, distinguished representatives of Y20 who are here. I welcome you all to this Y20 talk on shared future, youth in democracy and governance, role of legal professionals. As we gather here today, we find ourselves in the midst of an illustrious assembly of luminaries who have dedicated to their lives in the pursuit of justice, democracy, and rule of law. Our chief guest, Justice Narender, an eminent member of the judiciary, brings with him a wealth of knowledge and experience, exemplifying the very essence of fairness and justice. We are deeply honored to have your presence amidst us today, sir, and we are grateful to you on behalf of Y20 Secretariat for agreeing to grace this occasion. As our esteemed chief guest. We are also graced by the presence of our esteemed guest of honor, Justice M.I. Arun, who has left an indelible mark on the legal landscape with his unwavering commitment towards the cause of justice. We are deeply honored by your presence in this Y20 event, sir. I take this moment to thank you on behalf of the Secretary once again for agreeing to grace this occasion despite your busy schedule, sir. Our esteemed guest speaker and guest of honor for this occasion, Dr. Aruna Shyam, is a senior advocate and an academic council member of the prestigious National Law School of India University, Bangalore. Former Additional Advocate General of Karnataka, he embodies the fusion of legal academia and practical experience, and he is here to enrich our discussions today. I once again welcome you, sir, on behalf of Y20 Secretary, and we are extremely elated to have you here despite your busy schedule. And I must say I'm a junior of this, and so I understand the engagements that he has on a day-to-day basis, and him being here really shows of the commitment that he has for the cause. I extend my heartfelt gratitude of this occasion, and I take this moment to thank Dr. Y.S. Murthy, Vice Chancellor of RD Educational Group and RD University. Sir has been extremely supportive to our cause since day one, and we are grateful to RD University for agreeing to host this Y20 event at this particular point in time. Now, as an Associate Coordinator of Y20 National Secretariat, I stand before you with immense pride to host this event in RD University. The Y20 event holds exceptional significance for each one of us gathered today. Being the official engagement group for youth across G20 member countries, we are here to deliberate upon pressing issues of our time. When you view India as it goes through this prism, the multifaceted view of India has been presented to the global world through the G20 event that has been happening across the country. And Y20 in particular, we are proud to say, we are one of the most successful engagement groups in this regard, conducting almost 3,000 events across the nation with an engagement of 1 million youth across the nation. The Honorable Prime Minister of our country has bestowed us upon with the mandate to ensure that the vision of Y20 reaches every single household and every single youth across the country. Now, with that vision, we kickstarted our activities back in February. Our inception meet was a successful venture in Assam with the culmination of youth from across the country. Youth from across 20 nations participated in the program and enriched the success of the initiative. The entire success of Y20 initiative lies in the ability for us to dialogue and put forward our suggestions as we drive change rather than discussing change. Now, what is the difference between driving change and discussing change? Now, when we drive change, we are given a seat to discuss problems of today rather than futuristic problems or problems of tomorrow. When we say we discuss problems of today, we address concerns of today that address you and me and address you and me. The Y20 themes in particular have been chosen in that way. If you look at the themes, today's theme, Shared Future, Youth in Democracy and Governance, or the theme of Future of Work and Industry 4.0, these are themes that intrinsically will affect you and me in the coming days. Climate change and sustainability is one other theme that will affect you and me in the coming days. So when we drive change, we sit on the dais and we act upon change. The Y20 communique that was a result of the Varanasi summit, which was held last month under the presence of a Hon'ble Union Sports Minister Arun saw multiple path-breaking, outcome that was a part of the outcome document that was created. Now, one among which, if I have to point out an example, was the inclusion of African Union in the G20 working, the entire G20 summit, and that was effected upon within a month. The main G20 summit, which was held at New Delhi, saw the African Union being formally inducted as a 21st member of G20 countries. And we are proud to say, as youth representatives of Y20, that we were one of the first engagement groups to push for the inclusion of African Union in Y20, in G20 rather. And the achievements like this, push forward the vision of Global South. We are here to discuss the problems of Global South. When we speak of Global South, India today stands as a Vishwa Guru to the entire world. We are here as the representative voice of the Global South countries, and we are here to bring about change to them as well. For years altogether, global diaspora has focused only on problems of first world countries. Now, G20 was created with a precise agenda to ensure that the voices of the Global South are being heard. I would like to recollect the moment of a Honorable Prime Minister visiting the Oceanic countries when India was presented as the voice of the Global South, and it was rightly reflected in the G20 deliberations as well, when a lot of Global South voices were given the right medium to voice out their concerns. And coming to today's theme in that regard, role of legal professionals in youth in democracy and governance, it assumes crucial significance when it comes to the Global South-based discussions. Because legal professionals, I feel, have an indelible mark to play in global discussions and shaping the global landscape. Take G20 for instance. A lot of people like you and me have an opportunity to play a crucial role as legal professionals, as deliberations take part in these forums. If you look at the track charts of Y20, 4 out of 5 are lawyers who have played a crucial role in pushing important changes that have been reflected and accepted by the leaders of the country. So I would encourage you all to pursue more in this regard. And from a personal experience, if I may, appeal to all of you, all present here, engage more, discuss more, and get connected to the global forum. Why do I say this? If you look at the Y20 Secretariat in itself, there is a large north-south, I wouldn't call it north-south divide, but a large opportunity or awareness, lack of awareness among the students of who are hailing from, say, below Maharashtra. If you look at the Y20 Secretariat in particular, because it was a very open process in which people were selected and brought on board to the Secretariat. But if you look at the divide, we have about 13 representatives who are from New Delhi. On the other hand, we have only 1 to 2 representatives from the southern 4 states of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. Now, why is this a concern? Is because there is a lack of awareness. There is a lack of awareness amongst the students to seek and know more. So, seek and engage more. That is what I would request you all to take out of this discussion as well. That the discussion not end here. Engage more. That will be the outcome that I would want out of the discussion as an official engagement group of youth under G20. And I hope this session will be one that enriches you all. And I take this moment to also thank Professor Karnataka Madam, who has been extremely supportive to organize this event in a scope of, I think, 4 days, I believe. So, and I would also like to thank Ritik, our local Y20 coordinator, and Mr. Jana, who has come all the way from Tamil Nadu to help us with the organization of this event. I thank you all once again, and I wish we will have an enriching session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pascal, for the welcome address and the overview of the activities that is carried by the Y20 group. I now request Professor Dr. Y.S.R. Murthy, our Vice Chancellor and founding Dean, School of Law, RD University, for his opening remarks.
Elirigu Namaskara, Honorable Mr. Justice Narender, Honorable Mr. Justice Arun, Senior Advocate Dr. Arun Shyam, Mr. Pascal from Y20 India Secretariat, Principal Organization of Legal Studies Dr. Anjina Reddy, my faculty colleagues, dear students from Hon'ble University School of Law and other schools, Organization of Legal Studies, ALE Law College and other law colleges based in Bangalore, good morning. We wish to extend a warm welcome to each one of you. We are delighted to host this Y20 talk at our campus on a very important topic, shared future, youth in democracy and governance, role of legal professionals. This event was conceptualized barely 2 weeks back when Mr. Pascal from Christ University reached out to me. I at once accepted the idea. I am very happy that our university was chosen for hosting this very important talk. I wish to sincerely thank all dignitaries and participants for accepting our invite and for being present with us today. The vision of RB University is to be a world-class, tech-driven global university for liberal education. We started in 2021 with 3 schools dealing with liberal arts and sciences, design and economics with 8 degree programs and 180 students. Today we have 7 interdisciplinary course schools with 60 plus degree program and 2,300 students. Being a teaching cum research intensive university, we have established 18 research centers. We have also forged 130 national and international collaborations. Cricket season is currently on. You are aware of Hon'ble. He learns and practices cricket at our campus, and the trust has graduated over 400,000 students over the past 8 decades. Many of them are occupying eminent positions across the world. I am an eternal optimist, and we all have a great future, notwithstanding some challenges. And if we fix those challenges, we can even become greater. I will highlight a few of them. Mr. Pascal talked about sustainability. Experts say that we no longer talk about climate change, but climate in crisis. The former UN Special Rapporteur on extreme poverty and human rights, Mr. Philip Alston, has warned that climate change will undo the gains of last 50 years of development, global health and poverty reduction. He pointed out that while the poor are responsible for a fraction of the global emissions, they will bear the brunt of climate change and lack capacity to protect themselves. Terming it as a climate apartheid scenario, he observed that the wealthy will pay for escaping overheating, hunger and conflict, while the have-nots will be left to suffer the adverse consequences of climate change. There is an interdependency of life. Rivers, lakes, mountains, birds, oceans, animals and plants have voices. Let us hear these voices carefully. If we don't listen to them, we will have problems like Joshimat caving in of land, floods, choking of our lakes, rivers and oceans, etc. Barely a couple of weeks back, many lives was lost in the Tista river flooding in Sikkim. Every year, we celebrate the World Environment Day on 5th June We at our campus also celebrated it a couple of years back. The chief guest at that event was not a politician, not a civil servant, not a dignitary, but one of our own students by name Pranav Devta. He posted a message on the LinkedIn about how he and his friends went to Madiwala Lake in Bangalore and engaged in a plogging and removed lots and lots of garbage, plastic from the lake base. I was impressed with his story and requested him to be the chief guest at our World Environment Day observance. He was asked to speak on that occasion, and what he did was that he came to the dais and he just spoke for just 2 minutes. He requested for a student volunteer to come forward and made him seated on the dais. He just went behind him while talking and took a long plastic cover and tried to choke him with that plastic cover. And the student also acted as if he fainted, as if he was dead. And then our student Pranav Devta said, if we cannot withstand plastic for 1 minute, why do we choke our lakes, our rivers, our soil, our earth, our oceans? That 2-minute act sensitized everyone present here. I still can't get it out of my mind. So we need a lot to do in this regard. While talking about the role of legal professionals, we need to fix issues relating to climate justice, gender justice, custodial justice, and many other important challenges. A few weeks back, a young lawyer from Bangalore with hearing impairment, Sana Sunny, made history as she presented her arguments in the Supreme Court of India with the assistance of an interpreter. This is a momentous event as this paves way for the recognition of the needs of lawyers with disabilities while making the courts more inclusive and also encouraging people with disabilities to study and practice law. The young lawyers of today are uniquely positioned to contribute to the growth and strengthening of governance and democracy. Young lawyers are at the forefront of defending and protecting civil liberties. Mahatma Gandhi was a young lawyer who changed the face of our freedom struggle and fought to free the country from colonizers. Similarly, today, in a climate where the boundaries of civil liberties are tested, the youth play a vital role in challenging the government overreach, human rights abuses, and unconstitutional policies through litigation. Their commitment to defending these liberties is critical in maintaining the health of our democratic institutions. Furthermore, the young lawyers are instrumental in educating the public on legal and constitutional matters. They have the responsibility of simplifying complex legal issues, enabling the public to make informed decisions about governance and democracy. Their role in civic education is vital in ensuring that citizens are not only aware of their rights and responsibilities, but also actively engaged in the democratic process. Young legal professionals also contribute to the accessibility of justice for all members of society. They work diligently to ensure that marginalized and vulnerable populations have access to legal representation by supporting pro bono and legal aid programs, advocating for alternative dispute resolution mechanisms, and pushing for affordable legal services. They help bridge the gap between the privileged and the underprivileged, thereby reinforcing the democratic principle of equality before the law. Young legal professionals are not only involved in rendering traditional legal services, but have come up with innovative strategies to combine the potential of technology with law. There are legal tech startups such as Might Legal, which offers AI-powered legal assistance that helps teams automate tasks Spot Drop, which again offers AI-based system that enables organizations to review, draft, and manage contracts through their platform. Another legal startup by the name of Justice has developed an end-to-end platform for private courts to facilitate ADR mechanisms. The role of young lawyers in governance and democracy is multifaceted and indispensable. As the torch bearers of the legal profession, they carry the responsibility of ensuring that governance remains just, transparent, and responsive to the needs of the people. In conclusion, I used to quote a famous American architect, Buckminster Fuller, who said, and I quote, "I have great hope for tomorrow. My hope lies in three things: truth, youth, and love." Unquote. To all the future youth leaders present here, I wish you all the best. Stay here.
Thank you, Professor Murthy, for your opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and privilege for us to have distinguished Honorable Justice G. Narender, Judge, High Court of Karnataka, as the chief guest for today's talk. Honorable Shri Justice Guhanathan Narender is presently the senior-most judge of High Court of Karnataka. He is also the executive chairman of the Karnataka State Legal Services Authority. Having completed graduation in Bachelor of Arts and LLB, he enrolled as an advocate on 23rd August 1989 in the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu. He commenced his practice in the High Court of Judicature at Madras from 1989 to 1992 and transferred to the rolls of Karnataka State Bar Council from 1st January 1996. Along with his illustrious career, he is awarded as an NCC Best Cadet in the year 1982-83 and a gold medalist in Judo State Championship in the year 1982-83. He also served as a co-opted member of the Karnataka State Bar Council. He was appointed as an additional judge of the Karnataka High Court on 2nd January 2015 and a permanent judge on December 30, 2017. Sir, we kindly request you to deliver the keynote address.
Good morning, everyone. These speeches is a little bit difficult task because I was not a very attendant student. Anyway, I have taken the responsibility. I hope I do a good job. Dignitaries of the dais, my respected brother, Justice Arun, and dignitaries of the dais, and most importantly, the dearest, and the reason why I'm here, students, youth, to whom I have been called upon to address. I've always heard and been told that youth is the future. But somehow I feel, I have a different opinion. I feel the youth is the present. If you take history, I think there are instances reflect where the youth has been the engine of change. Youth is very uniquely juxtaposed between the past like us who have expectations from you and the future to whom you are inspiration. The youth have always been the engine of change, and That's the reason why I accepted for this event today. I've been asked, rather I've been tasked to the job of solving on the topic of shared youth, shared future, youth in democracy and governance, and the role of legal professionals. I would like to delve into the various facets of the theme and explore the pivotal role that legal professionals, especially the young and aspiring minds and members of our fraternity play or would be required to play in shaping the shared future that we all aspire to create. The concept of a shared future embodies the understanding that the destinies of the societies of the world are intertwined. And what happens in one part of the world has repercussions across the world. And the world today is one big global village. The actions of one nation can have an impact on other nations. With the expansion of media and communication, we have at our disposal an arsenal of information. Which information, rightly used, can be a tool for progress, and if abused, a tool of destruction. This interconnect between nations and societies mandates a cooperative and inclusive approach to ensure a sustainable development and an approach for the sustainable development span the universe requires a democratic approach. Why do we say democratic? Why do we insist upon democracy? Because democracy signifies equity and justice and fairness to all. In an increasingly globalized world, the concept of shared future resonates profoundly. Nations can no longer survive in isolation. Nations have now become nodes in a web of international relations. The interconnect and the challenge we face, from climate change to economic crisis, narcotics and terrorism, transcends borders. You, the youth, who are the torchbearers, are uniquely positioned not only to appreciate this, but also to condition your actions in such a manner and be the cause for motivation and inspiration to others who would soon be treading the path that you have trodden. This role and this responsibility on the youth is something that should be not forgotten. But the interesting part, or rather, what we could say, the delicate part of this is that we are also at a stage where we can path also. Please bear in mind, like I said in the beginning, that you represent the hopes and aspirations of a past generation like us, rather the expectations of a past generation like us, and you are the inspiration for the generation to come. To the youth, the world is one big canvas. They don't hesitate to draw their own pictures. They don't hesitate to have a vision for all. I would like to invoke the words of two inspirational visionaries. One is Swami Vivekananda, who once said, quote, "Youth is the future, the strength of any nation. Harnessing the potential is the key to our shared future." Similarly, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was otherwise also known as the Missile Man of India, envisioned and desired a world where the youth play a very pivotal role in shaping the destinies of the nations. These two visionary leaders, though from different timelines, different perspectives, roles and responsibilities, uniquely held a singular belief that youth possess immense potentiality and that a large responsibility rests on the shoulders of the youth. The significance of youth in a democracy and in governance cannot be overstated. Your idealism, your energy, and fresh perspectives infuse new life into our democratic systems and institutions. You question the status quo, challenge established norms, and inspire change. Your engagement in the democratic process, whether through voting, activism, or advocacy, is vital for integrity, longevity, and relevance. In the global context, the role of youth in governance is evolving and at an unprecedented pace. With technology at your fingertips as an enabler, young voices resonate across the borders, creating a web of influence that transcends geographical constraints. Platforms like the Y20, the official youth engagement group, provide an avenue for youth participation in shaping policies for the nations across the world. To govern is to make decisions, and to make decisions is to grapple with complex challenges, and addressing these challenges in a fair and democratic manner often requires the active involvement of legal professionals. Legal professionals are not merely advocates who advocate the cause of the clients, but are also required to act as sentinels to guard the society. The role of legal professionals in our freedom struggle is folklore, and I will not be dwelling too much on them. Almost all our top well-known freedom fighters came from the legal community, from the transcends the courtrooms, and they have a key role in shaping the civil society. The legal profession is a bedrock of any nation's commitment to democracy and justice. It is a profession steeped in tradition, yet adaptable to change. Legal professionals serve as the custodians of justice, ensuring the supremacy of rule of law, and the work is not limited to fighting legal battles alone. The legislative bodies, executive offices, civil societies, all institutions behold the legal profession. Legal professional is not merely an interpreter of the law, but an architect of justice. Democratic values can include ideas that seem opposite, like letting most people make decisions and protecting individuals from being controlled by a big group.
Honorable Justice, sorry for the interruption.
Yeah.
So, I would like to take up this platform to discuss more of the current programs, not for it to be good for them, like since we can quite now see that legislative has been slightly conducive or being slightly influenced by the legislation. The judiciary being influenced by the legislation. As we, the
How do you say it's influenced by the legislation?
certain acts from the states that are come from being in support of the legislation. Sort of that I feel, not just purely, right? In the world where we all
I think that's the issue. I wouldn't want to get into that.
no, the point that I'm trying to put forward is
First, your idea of correctness, your idea of what's right, and your idea of what's wrong should not dominate your thought process. What is right or what is wrong should be according to the statute. Right? All judges are humans, and no two persons think alike. Yes, we have precedents, we follow the precedents, and there is also the human element, which is an input into the orders or judgments that comes out of the courtroom.
how can we give a path for the youth to follow the path of justice rather than seeking the path of recognition and peace that we are doing? The thing is, the youth in current state are facing a lot of competition, as we can know, and in pursuance of getting the recognition, we often push to the limit of following the path.
Yes,
Push to the path.
I would prefer this, yes, tell me.
Push to the path of often not doing the right thing that we're supposed to do.
That is where this topic of the role of legal professionals in governance and in society has relevance. You as students of law, you have a duty of not merely acquiring knowledge, but also inculcating it with other members of the society, So, you as a legal professional, you are taught what is right, what is wrong. You learn what is right, what is wrong. And there is a duty to cast upon you to spread it across to the constituents who surround you, your members, your family members, your friends, people with whom you come across in your daily life, you can guide them. And with the spread of knowledge of what is right and what is wrong, it is easy to reach the destiny of, or rather the object of justice. That is the goal. Yes. So you can take the society on the path of it.
Thank you.
Good God, democratic values can include ideas, as we were saying. Like our young friend said, let us be more contemporary, let us not be too formal about it. Yes, the power of youth is they have the energy to question, ask why. And when you are a legal professional, the questions become sharper. That is why the role of a legal professional has that much more vitality in shaping and in influencing governance. Ideas of democracy have been evolving. John Rawls defined democracy as a society that treats citizens as equals, even when they have disagreements. But Peter Singer had a different view. He saw democracy as a practical way to make decisions for a lot of people. It doesn't always make the right choices. He believed that civil disobedience as a way to fix the mistakes in the way democracies function. In fact, one incident was, which we can recollect with some pride as legal professionals, was the reaction of lawyers when ruler of our neighboring nation deemed it necessary to suspend the constitution. They took a very bold and courageous stand against it. And the image of the lawyers inspired the day. The image of lawyers standing up in arms inspired the nation. The role of the youth, young professionals is particularly significant because with their energy at your command can be the inspiration for many. You have the drive and you have the power to ensure change, to seek reforms, and also challenge iniquities within the system. It is these young minds that push the boundaries of what's possible in law and governance. The early years of Mahatma Gandhi's life as a law student in England and his experiences South Africa molded Gandhi's philosophy of non-violent resistance. It was his adaptation to the prevailing circumstances and his passion led to a result and bore fruits which we are all enjoying even today. The Mahatma's role in India's independence movement demonstrated that youth, when equipped with legal expertise and an unwavering commitment to justice, can steer and change the course of history. Mahatma Gandhi's legacy teaches us that legal professionals have a moral obligation, moral and social obligation to address social injustices and work for the betterment of society. We must create an environment where the youth feel empowered to engage with the public at large. I'm sharing all of this to emphasize that as a citizen, you have a great deal of freedom in how you engage with the public. You can participate in the discussion about public affairs without jeopardizing the current well-being. This is particularly crucial today, more so than ever. It is common for lawyers who achieve success to move to comfortable suburban lives and effectively withdraw from active citizenship. Recently, I looked up the origin of the word idiot. To my surprise, and I discovered that the term idiot comes from a Greek word, idios, which meant a person uninterested in public affairs. The Greek considered idiots as those who showed no interest in public matters. The lesson that we learn is that to be a fully developed individual, you need to engage in the flow of activities and participate in important decisions. You can't be a truly moral person unless you play a part in addressing the issues that need to be resolved. So, to all of you who aspire to be lawyers, is to actively involve yourselves in public life and public affairs, and such an action will not only benefit the society but will also enrich your own knowledge and your lives. With climate change and making sustainability as a way of life, our speakers, Vice Chancellor Dr. Murthy, and our coordinator, Mr. Pascal Sasson, has already said enough about it, and I would not like to repeat the same. Yet, sustainable development is a concept that was, you can say, offered by the courts, where sustainable development would do that the safety of the environment will have to be factored in every developmental activity. Today, we find that climate change is having a great impact on lives across the globe. You see the changes in our seasons, changes in weather, increase in the temperatures, and melting of the icebergs. All these are attributable to climate changes. And in the midst of these, we are also witnessing wars in various places across the globe, which is also a worrying sign, and where the loss of life, today's loss of life, is not only a matter of concern, but the effects of war, where the use of ammunition, chemicals is going to have on the future generations and on the environment, is something that we all need to ponder. because the youth have to believe in themselves. Only then self-belief and faith in your abilities is key to success. In the light of these, we can unequivocally assert that the youth of today constitute a dynamic agent of transformation unencumbered by the inertia of status quo. As legal professionals, we bear the onus of ensuring that our legal systems are nimble, responsive, and adaptive to the evolving exigencies. India, with its history of diversity, confronts unique challenges and opportunities in harnessing the potential of youth for democracy and governance. Our Constitution, a visionary charter, enshrines principles of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Legal professionals in India bear an onerous responsibility of ensuring that these principles are not consigned to mere rhetoric but are realized as tangible varieties for every citizen, particularly our youth. I thank the organizers for having given me this opportunity, and I thank you all for having been patient and given me a patient care. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Thank you, Honorable Justice Narender, for identifying the pivotal roles that young aspiring minds are expected to play in the democratic future of our country. I take privilege in welcoming our guest, Honorable Justice M.I. Arun, Judge, High Court of Karnataka, as the guest of honor for today's Y20 talk. Honorable Shri Justice Maralur Indrakumar Arun graduated from the National Law School of India, University, Bengaluru in the year 1993. He enrolled as an advocate on June 9, 1993. He practiced under Shri A.R.A.N. Jairam, the former Advocate General of Karnataka, and then started independent practice as an advocate from the year 1996. His professional trajectory indicates that he has represented several universities and various state government undertakings. He was the Central Government Senior Panel Counsel and also an additional government advocate. He was elevated as an additional judge in the High Court of Karnataka, Bengaluru on 1st July 2020 and assumed charge as a permanent judge on 25th September 2021. We kindly request Honorable Justice M.I. Arun to address the Honorable Judge.
Mr. Justice G. Narender, Dr. Aruna Shyam, Senior Advocate, Karnataka, Professor Y.S.R. Murthy, Vice Chancellor, Arun University, Dr. Lakshmi Arya, Ms. Arpita, Mr. Pascal, dignitaries of the dais, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. Well, you all know democracy is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. Now, in democracy, the sovereignty lies with the citizens of the country collectively. It's very important. It does not rest with one particular authority as such. Then, when we speak about governance, what is governance? How governance is done? Governance of the state is done through law. Law is an instrument of social change. Lawyers are social engineers. You govern a nation through the law. What is the purpose of the law? The purpose of the law is there should be law and order, a particular system put in place where each individual, each
citizen of the country, each person living in the country can develop his personality to the maximum. It requires a set of rules. Then second, by law, it aims at collective good. This is very important. And the progress of the nation. Now, this is achieved by certain rules and regulations, number one. And it also, it is required that law regulates the conduct of human beings. So, this is the purpose of law. So, governance of a country is done by what? Legislature, executive, and judiciary. And then people are given certain inalienable rights which are essential for their development, and that is considered as fundamental rights. Now, Constitution of India is the basic law of this country. Every youth of this country should know a little bit of Constitution. See, the problem in our country is like if you are sick, you all know if you get a fever, you have to take a small crocin tablet or something like that. But that awareness is not there when it comes to law. You should know what are your rights basically, where it stems from. The basic rights. How to handle a government office. How to handle a police station. If someone is hurt or someone is in requirement of something, where and how to find the law. Because you have to act in accordance with law. You can't see movies and take law into your own hands and get into trouble thereafter. Okay, the problem is with regard to law also we are educated by movies, not by actually what is in the law books. That's the reason why recently also that studying Constitution is made mandatory even for science students in medical and engineering field also. I want every one of you to know about preamble to our Constitution. It lays down the basic fundamental principle of law in our country. It says, we the people of India. It indicates that people of India are sovereign. Sovereignty lies with the people of India. It's we the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. It's important you understand the meaning of each and word of each and every word used here. And to secure all its citizens, first it wants to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. And then it wants to secure all its citizens, justice, whatever justice, social, economic and political. The liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. The equality of status and opportunity, mind you, not absolute equality. Absolute equality is a myth, it is impossible. It depends on the capacity of the person. The progress of the person depends upon his ability, his capacity. What Constitution promises is equality of status and opportunity. Whether you are a son of a peon or a president, you are treated equal in the eye of law. You are not discriminated upon. Your merit is different. If you are poor, you should not be denied access to education. That's how it goes. Or access to health. You need to understand, progress of the country has to be measured by the social security measures that the country provides. Then free education, free health, free housing for everybody. The law and order, how it is prevalent in the country. And you should concentrate on these things. It doesn't matter what progress you make, whether you reach the moon or the sun or some other planet. If you don't have basic facilities for your citizens, if there is a law and order issue, you cannot redress your grievances, then, we can't call it develop. Yes. Then liberty of thought, expression, faith and worship, equality, status and opportunity, and it seeks to promote amongst its citizens a feeling of fraternity, brotherhood. Brotherhood here is not limited to one religion, understand this. It's with regard to Indian citizens. Feeling of fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of the nation. So, please understand, you as youngsters, what the Constitution says. That lays down the aim, what the legal framework of India seeks to achieve. Now, having done that, then you need to understand that any change in the country, supposing there is a practice which is not proper, can be brought about by enacting proper laws. They have used so many defects. We had ills like sati, we had ills like child marriage, we had ills like dowry, untouchability, so many things. Now, how was it cured? Now, it was cured by law, proper legislation. This is where the role of legal professionals come in. When we talk about legal professionals, we do not mean merely advocates or judges. No. When we talk about legal professionals, we mean persons with the knowledge of law. And we require persons with knowledge of law in legislature to formulate the policy. What is the function of the legislature? Function of the legislature is making the laws. The policy making body is the legislature. Policy implementation body is the executive. Now, we want people with knowledge of law in the executive and of course judiciary for policy control. That goes without saying. That's the reason. See, it is the persons with knowledge of law who understand what is right, what is wrong properly. I am sure many of you law graduates here just think how we used to view the society before joining the law school. How you are viewing it now. Correct? It has made a difference. The legal education always makes a difference. It gives you a sense of what? Understanding of what is right, what is wrong. Then number two, it gives you enormous courage. Probably after the military guys, we have the greatest courage. We may not have strength in the body, but we will stand up. It gives us the courage to stand up. This is legal profession, my dear friends. It's unfortunately very underrated in India. It's now gaining traction. So, that's the reason why, if you look at the history of most of the nations in this world, including India, most of the freedom fighters were advocates. Because only they must fathom that yes, we are being ruled by foreigners. And why we are being ruled by foreigners? Because we don't have sense of independence. We did not lack courage. We did not lack goodness. It is not that we did not have culture. We had one of the best cultures in the whole world. Still we were enslaved. Why? Because we lacked Indianness. We had only a society. We did not have a proper concept of a state. Now we have got a state. Now once we have got an independent state, we have got a fantastic constitution. The constitution is built upon, it seeks to retain whatever good we had in our culture and report the good things that are present in the whole world. So if you look at the Indian constitution, one, our own culture has influenced it tremendously. Second, we have also imported liberally from foreign nations, be it US or be it Australia or even Ireland. So many countries we have imported several concepts and we are included in it. Now, then regarding shared future, what is meant by shared future? Now, this country belongs to everybody who is living in it, right? And it's a diverse country. It's a one melting point of so many cultures. So everybody has to live. It's a pluralistic society. We need to have a common minimum program which helps everybody to develop his or her personality, number one. Everybody to progress without hurting the other. That is very important. There are concepts in several religions where only my religion is great. Only I have a right to live. I can commit any atrocity on the other. These things we need to leave. There are oppressive things like one section of the society is suppressed, or women are being suppressed. Now, reforms are required in these particular aspects. In addition to it, how do we sustain the world resources? You need to understand one thing. We have inherited the world, right? From our previous generations. We are only custodian of the resources. You need to understand that. We have to use it, sustain it, not destroy it. When we pass it on to next generation, we should pass it on in such a way that the world is a better place than what we inherited. This every one of you should understand. The policies, programs that has to be made, and also the discipline one needs to inculcate should be in this particular direction. If we understand this and inculcate this, then yes, world becomes a better place to live in. Yes. Then you people constitute a chunk of the population, a huge chunk of the population. You are young, you are energetic. It is essential that you put yourself in the right path. That is very essential. Sorry, your older generation, even our generation has failed you to a great extent. Now, you please don't fail your next generations. You go in for a sustainable development. Develop a scientific temperament, a rational thinking. Have a policy of live and let live. Then you will progress. Then, finally, I don't want to take much time and bore you. You will have to hear others also. Yes, I would like to give a quote from Rabindranath Tagore, his Gitanjali, and I want to close my few words. His poem, a poem that where the mind is without fear, some of you might have read it. Please try to understand it. It says, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into the heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country away. I take this opportunity to thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to address youngsters like you. I only hope that you will perform better than us. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Justice M.I. Arun, for highlighting the importance of the preamble and the fundamental principles of the Constitution of India. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor and privilege to welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Aruna Shyam, Senior Advocate, High Court of Karnataka, to this event. Dr. Aruna Shyam, M. is a Senior Advocate at the High Court of Karnataka. He was enrolled with the Karnataka State Bar Council, Bengaluru in the year 2004. In the year 2006, he joined the chambers of Shri K.N. Nataraj, Senior Advocate, Additional Solicitor General of India and former Additional Advocate General for Karnataka. He was appointed as the amicus curiae in a number of cases, besides many pro bono PIL matters before the Honorable High Court of Karnataka. He has appeared in matters representing esteemed institutions, organizations like Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, Camco, DVA, these are only to name a few. He is known for his service towards needy and weaker sections of the society by providing free legal aid, service and represented them before the Karnataka as a panel advocate for Karnataka High Court Legal Services Committee. He has been appointed as Additional Advocate General to the State of Karnataka on 8 September 2020. He has also been nominated as a member of Academic Council, National Law School of India, University, Bengaluru. Sir, we request you to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Justice G. Narender, Senior Most Judge, High Court of Karnataka. Honorable Mr. Justice Shyam Arun, Judge, High Court of Karnataka. Professor Dr. Y.S.R. Murthy, Vice Chancellor, RV University. Mr. Pascal, Coordinator Y20, Dr. Lakshmi Arya, Dean RV College, Professor Anjan Reddy, Principal and Dean RV School of Legal Studies, and all my dear young friends here. Today, a topic has been selected by this Y20 group for the purpose of discussion or interaction in order to overcome or know about the questions or the challenges youngsters are facing and the need of their role or their responsibilities towards building a vibrant and a systematic democratic country. You can observe here, we have 60 plus senior personality with us. We have 50 plus senior personalities here. We have 40 plus senior personality here. We have 30 plus senior personality here. And 20 plus, we can call it quite a senior personality. So this is a kind of platform where we can see the transformation, how the nation should grow, how the youngsters should come up. And we all came like this only, the very same 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. This is how the stage is situated today. Now the topic is democracy and the role of legal professionals. I will confine myself to that with having regard to my practical knowledge as well as my thoughts. We were a country ruled by British and we got independence in the year 1947. When we got independence, Western countries were laughing at us. They were making mockery of us, saying, look at the country, they are going to be a democratic country. The country which has got only 18% of literacy rate and 82% of illiterate are there. Can you think of a democratic system or a setup in such a country where people are illiterate, people worship nature, people think animals as their god, people worship rivers, trees, etc. This was the comments or this was the mockery the Western countries were making. Now we are in the year 2020 or 23, where we are 82% of literate rate. We are educated to 82%. Look at the transformation from 18 to 82%. That is how the country has changed. Now, India is the number one democratic country. It is a vibrant democratic country where a systematic democratic pattern has been followed, and everybody is getting their own opportunity to contest election, participate in election, make their own policy in the true sense of democracy, that is by the people, for the people and of the people. This took considerable time, but we are making it. That is most important thing. So in this 75 years, we have faced many challenges, but we sustained. And in this sustainability, the role of professionals like doctors, lawyers, journalists, and all agriculturists, everybody was there. Everybody contributed. When the country was at the verge of getting independence, even a comment was made, they don't have food, they don't have proper clothing, shelter, how can we sustain? Now, we have developed ourselves and we reached to the fifth strongest financial power in the world. We were earlier only the developing country or underdeveloped country for many times, many centuries. But now we reached the, and we are shortly going to become a superpower. And having organized Y20 or G20 at the present scenario, and the leadership quality or the India is now representing at the world, that is amazing. Now we are considered as one of the stakeholders in the world affairs. That is how the India is developing. We should know how we are developing, how we are reaching the level, and we are marching towards, as my friend Pascal said, towards Vishwaguru. Coming to legal profession, from the days of independence, legal professionals had their own stake. They gave the leadership to the country. Even today, for that matter, our parliamentarians, our executive, our judiciary is from the legal background. Once you join the field of law as a student, it is a studentship forever. Everybody consider, even I don't think my learned senior judges will differ. It is a process of learning. We come across new cases, new challenges, new question of law, and new social problems. That is the reason why lawyers or professionals called as social engineers, because we are the engineers. We know the social problems, social evils, and we know how to get over that. We plan it properly, we structure our society, and ultimately that is our contribution to the society and nation. But that is why lawyers are called as social doctors, because we know the diseases, we know the evils. For example, my learned senior judge quoted, sati system was there, chained marriage was there, lot of unwanted or which is not suitable for the present scenario. It may be having some importance at the relevant point of time. It is now outdated. That like sati or dowry, many such evils. So as a lawyer, you know these are all the evils and how to cure it. Even some places now, you will be seeing child marriage, atrocities, the caste system, atrocity on the basis of caste, religion. But there is a solution. As a lawyer, you can cure these diseases. That is why you are social doctors. So one thing is sure, once you join law, there is no retirement. From 19 to 90, I have seen at least a senior advocate arguing at his 90, at the age of 92. So there is no retirement. You join as a law student, then you will practice, or some may go to executive, some may become legislator or policy maker in different capacities. But if you do strictly profession, and you will become a judge, and after retirement also, you will continue to be an advocate or a lawyer. After retirement, a judge will become again lawyer, and till his death he will be a lawyer. So once a lawyer, always a lawyer. And our responsibility towards the nation is more because as I said earlier, as a social engineer, as a social doctor, we have many duties. We know how to apply the law. We know how to handle the situation. We know ultimately how to get the justice. Therefore, the legal profession is a very important role in the nation building. As a youngsters, how you can contribute to the legal development or the nation is the question. As a law student or a young lawyer, you can understand the social problem. You can give justice to the clients who approach you. That is one aspect. You can give justice to the society at large. You can point out some grey area, some social evils, some social issues. You can fight PAS. You can write articles. You can expose certain social problems. One or the other way. You can conduct some symposium, seminars. And this is how you can contribute from your end. So far as the role of advocates, it won't stop. You have much more responsibility towards the nation, and as Lordship rightly pointed out, youth of the present is the nation, and we believe in youth, and youth empowerment is the important situation, and rightly this Y20 has organized this event for the discussion and understanding of the youth and empowerment. With these words, I conclude my short lecture or talk on this subject. If chair permits, we can allow the students or the participants to interact. That may be more better. If any ask some question, all of us can join and interact with you. That may be it. So some questions are asked during the talk.
Take a few questions. Yeah. Please raise your hand. The mic will be passed on. Yes.
If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, I would say thank you, Ananda.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask on how you would suggest youth when they get into early positions in law, how would they want to take a proper path and actually contribute? What would you suggest them to do?
Can you just clarify your question? Path in sense?
So if I have become a new lawyer right now, how would I contribute that would actually make a big change in the early stages?
Very good question. I appreciate it. As a lawyer, I said, the first thing you can do is you can help the client. You can do justice to your profession by solving the problems of your client within the parameters of law. If a client approaches you for some problem or his issue, you have to apply your mind, you have to get him the suitable forum and suitable justice. That is one way. The other way is you will be coming across many problems like environmental issues. You will be coming across some pollution issue. You may be seeing some student issues. The student may be facing some issues or problems. You can file PILs. Not only in High Court or Supreme Court, you can file a representative suit in the jurisdictional civil court also. Many of us will think that only PIL can be filed in the High Court. No, you can file a representative suit in the civil courts also. So every lawyer can file a representative suit or a PIL at any stage. It may be Supreme Court, it may be High Court, or even the lower court or trial court. So, by representing the social problem or the society at large, societal interest you can safeguard. This is how you can contribute yourself. Apart from conducting any seminar, discussion, symposium, you can very well protest on certain issues. You can bring into the knowledge or notice of the public that what is their right, what is their duty. As Lordship rightly pointed out, many of the citizens, they don't know their right, they don't know how to solve their problem or what exactly their duty is. So you can create awareness one or the other way. Yeah.
You are city bred or you have some rural roots?
You are from rural area or from city? Your Lordship is asking.
City, okay. I mean, if anybody of you are from rural area, I would say that, see, you need to work as paralegal also. See, number one, a lawyer is a politician necessarily. You can't stay away from politics. You cannot stay away from social things happening around you. You assume a position of leadership. If you are especially in the rural areas, see what happens, people don't know how to deal with government offices. See what happens, they don't know how to handle a Tahsildar office, a village accountant office, a revenue inspector office. They don't know how to go and handle themselves in police station. See, it will be limited actually. If they may want some revenue records of their lands to be set right properly, their genealogical tree to be properly recorded, and then if the police comes and picks up somebody, the person who is arrested needs to know his rights, and there will be petty disputes. We are thinking of Gram Nayar as also being established as of now. So these things involve a lot of public work. And you need to understand, even if you are a litigating advocate especially, and if you establish an independent office, at least 30% of your work will be pro bono. It happens that way. You have to do free work. That in fact gives you a better stature in the society. So you are part and parcel of the public. As you go on, you will find a lot of things like that, and you will come to know. One thing, the basic fundamental thing is maintain your integrity. That's all. Maintain your integrity wherever you go. And honesty pays in the long run.
I'll give another angle to this. Every government comes up with a flicker of ideas, schemes, welfare measures. How much of that actually trickles down to the beneficiary? Any of you have any idea about it? Can anybody say about any scheme that we do, welfare measure given by the government and the beneficiary, whether the benefits we have reached the actual beneficiary?
Just to give like these
See, you as students, you can form groups. This is paralegal work, which will sharpen your legal acumen also, because you will be required to do research. And in the course of your research, you will also learn the law that governs those schemes, implementation of those schemes. We as a nation are struggling when it comes to the implementation part of the schemes. And students, youth, can be the game changers. So, don't think that there is not much that you can do. You can involve yourself. You can, in the way you'll be giving back something to the society and encouraging the society to rise itself. So there is a lot of scope for paralegal work. You can focus on that, and in short, I would say one thing: try being a good advocate, and that would be a very big major achievement. Being a good advocate is not an easy task. You get intimidated, or you feel the desire to intimidate somebody across the bar, across the table in your chambers. And these are all practical aspects, as Dr. Arun was saying. So there are challenges for everybody in their initial stages, but that doesn't mean that you'll have to digest from the correct path and go away, get carried away by inducements, right? And at the beginning of your career, you'll have a lot of inducements. People will try to induce you to tread a different path. The appeasements will also be very attractive. Keep yourself away from it. Just bear in mind, I have to be a good at it. Yes. And one more thing. Dr. Aruna was saying about the Westerners mocking us of worshipping the nature, environment, trees, animals. That was the earliest form of conservation visualized by our forefathers. When they said the tree is God, you didn't harm the tree. When they said this animal is the vehicle of God, you didn't harm the animal. Even a serpent, a poisonous serpent, was conserved, and we were able. Only when man started losing faith in that notion, we started becoming familiar with the word extinction. This mammal is becoming extinct. The variety of flora is becoming extinct. Today you have this wheat tree widely being grown in the US. It is now being widely planted and nurtured in the US. So our forefathers knew about the values of all these. And the system that they play, the part that they play in the system. So there was nothing to, they were misinformed. The Westerners, they did not understand the conservation methods of our forefathers.
Now they are following it. They are practicing yoga. They are following Ayurveda. Yes. And one thing I would like to add to this, as a lawyer, you're not only, according to me, getting marks in the law college, it is for academic purpose, or securing a job may help you. But in order to become a good lawyer, you should know certain other aspects also. You know how to understand the feelings of others. What exactly the problem is somebody is trying to communicate with. What exactly he wants from a lawyer. What can be granted from the court? What relief can be granted by the court? Merely because some client has got some problem, court cannot grant relief. It should be within the parameters of law. And how court can hold the relief, and in what circumstances court can modify or mold the relief, that is also important. In order to gain all this knowledge, you need to go for a chamber practice, you have to join a senior's office, and at least you should be there for 10 years to learn the court marshalling or art equity or court decorum, how to maintain, how to respect seniors, how to work in a office, everything. If you involve yourself in certain social activities, if you do certain, as Lordship pointed out, paralegal activity or volunteer activity, you will be developing, without your knowledge, you will be developing all these skills. If a client comes, you will come with certain papers, certain problems. You have to structure, you have to give a shape of litigation to this. And you should know where to present, under which law you are remedy. You will not be knowing otherwise. Yes, please.
Please be very brief with your question.
As the Lordship suggested, we do some paralegal works. Sir, we did some paralegal work with respect to some schemes brought up by the state of Tamil Nadu, like the township schemes and the water pipeline schemes. The thing is, at the happening of the scams, we didn't know whom to approach them.
Your approach itself was basically for your approach was basically for you did not do work, you did investigation.
We did collect some evidence.
Let's not see you are thinking as a because a critical approach, not a constructive approach. When what I suggested as paralegal work was a constructive approach to ensure that the beneficiaries receive what they deserve. Trying to unearth a scam, trying to getting the scamsters punished is a different task. That is not going to benefit the beneficiary. If you work towards ensuring the benefits flowing down to the beneficiary, you will be avoiding, you will not only be providing the beneficiary, helping the beneficiary, but you will also be avoiding such scams.
The core problem is that the beneficiaries are related to the policy makers. So the
Beneficiaries are not related to policy makers.
no, sir.
Beneficiaries are the citizens.
Citizens, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, there exists a relation that the beneficiary should be somewhat related to the policy maker. The eligibility criteria is not properly followed by the implementation. That's what I mean.
Implementation is something different. It was a little off the mark.
With the permission of your Lordship, I think this will require probably a day's discussion. So we will have Honorable Justice with her for many more events. So maybe we should take up more discussions during that time. Thank you, Dr. Aruna, Shyam, for your insights. Thank you for the questions posed as it takes stage for constructive discussions. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now begin the felicitation ceremony for our distinguished guests. May I request Professor Y.S.R. Murthy, Vice Chancellor at the University, to felicitate our Chief Guest, Honorable Justice G. Narender, Judge, High Court of Karnataka. I call upon Professor Murthy to felicitate our guest of honor, Honorable Justice M.I. Arun, Judge, High Court of Karnataka. Thank you, Professor Murthy. May I call upon Professor Lakshmi Arya, Dean Research, RD University, to felicitate Dr. Aruna Shyam, Senior Advocate, High Court of Karnataka. Thank you, Professor Lakshmi. I now call upon Professor Shantanu, Assistant Professor, School of Law, RD University, Bengaluru, to kindly hand over a token of appreciation and gratitude to Mr. Pascal Sasilar, Associate Coordinator, Y20 Secretariat. Thank you, Professor Shantanu. We request you can kindly be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude, the event hosted today under the